Okay.
Hey everybody, you're watching Zotian Epoch episode 11, where we last left off with the party. They are heading to Baklamel to gather some supplies for their journey to new lands, to figure out what the heck's going on with the cult of the old ones. Shirsha and Arug will be staying at the cave in the dungeon, and Arug has joined the party in order to gather some supplies for their stay. We join the party now on the trek back to Baklamel, and they are starting in the morning of the day that will get them back to Baklamel. Everybody else, I give you the scene.
Well, I guess we can just head out. Is anybody need to do anything while we're here?
Not really.
Believe I'm all set on my end.
All right. I guess yeah, we'll join when they're ready. Come on, we shouldn't dally. Let us go. I don't
As you all
why
pack up your
acting like
tents
a
and
pompous ass.
What?
Leo talks goes up like I don't know why I started talking like a pompous ass there for a second.
I see. Everybody can see Leo sort of murmuring to himself as Akaris and Shui are packing up their tents as well. Arug is loading stuff up onto the cart and just your packs and stuff to lighten your load, and Crasted is following along behind. You're trekking along the river?
Shouldn't we leave Crested here for now? You're gonna draw a lot of attention.
That is a good point.
I mean, Shusha will. Shusha will be here, so like it's not like they'll be alone, and we gotta come by here anyways before we leave. So it's just like we go there, we come back here, and then we leave. And then Karasta can come with us when we leave. That way he doesn't spend too much time in town, which will make the it'll be less suspicious if he's, not with us. No offense, I'm not saying that you're suspicious or anything, Crested. It's just if people start asking questions if somebody comes around and, it's just smarter.
That's quite understandable, friend.
That's just, that's just a thought. I think, maybe he should just stay here for now, and we'll come back in. We'll be here. We'll be back in like, I don't know, a day or two. And Arug will have the supplies for here. We'll have our supplies for the road, and then we can head out when we get back here.
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty.
Crested nods and heads back towards the cave. Trekking through the snow, a lonely metal man.
Well, he's not going to be alone.
Well, yeah, but in the moment he is.
I'm just gonna be a little guy.
Okay, trudging. Okay, the party is heading on towards Baklamel. As
Uh,
Go ahead.
I was wondering if there was like a quicker way for us to get from the cave to Baklamel real quick, but it's not that big of a deal.
No, there's not really. It's between the, it's just along the river that heads eastward into the hills, and the cave is in the base of the hills. So. Faster might be trekking up to the road that you all originally are familiar with, but you do have to traverse up that trail. And you currently have a cart with you, so not really going to work.
Yeah.
Anyway, day has passed. The group has been trudging through slushy snow. The river itself is starting to break up, and large chunks of ice are kind of shifting about, not completely flowing down. As everyone reaches Baklamel in the evening, just looks like as it always does. The sun is starting to set a little later in the day, as you can tell. Party, what would you like to do? You have a cart with you, and there is a bridge that goes over the river, the dog bridge. The ice is starting to break up. I assume that you cross that into the town.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Party, roll me a strength check to get yourself up the slippery, icy bridge.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Okay. I need to do one for our friend here. As Arug is pulling the cart up over the bridge, he begins to slip and fall. Guardian and Leo manage to catch this and help push at the back of the cart to keep it going. Sebastian slips and falls on his face in the middle of trying to help as well. The cart does make it to the top of the bridge. Okay, party is entering Boclamel. You're free to do whatever. Boclamel itself is a town of about 700 people, and is where Leo is from, and is a main town in this area of the mountains.
It's early afternoon, or is it like late afternoon, like almost getting to like nighttime right now?
I would say late afternoon, evening. You can imagine around 6 p.m.
Okay. We're gonna need to stop by the general store if we want to get the actual supplies for the trip. Shouldn't be close right now, but we can either do the shopping now or we can do the shopping tomorrow.
Might as well get it out of the way now,
Yeah.
so there's no delays once morning comes.
Yeah, we'll leave this stuff and the cart at the shop. That way we can load it up once it's all prepped, because he might need like the night to prep, stuff if he doesn't have it all available immediately. Let's go. Leo will lead everyone to the general store, which should have everything we're looking for.
Yeah, Hobart's
For the trek.
wares, as you know, is filled to the brim with random crap, and he tends to have whatever you might need.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I just lead everyone there.
Okay. In the middle of Boclamel, as you can see on the screen, is a town square. One of the larger buildings, about 3 stories high, just quite tall for a building anywhere. You can see the building sort of sag under its own weight. Out front is a sign that says Hobard's Wares, and you can see the fireplace crackling away through the window. It's cracked open a bit, so you can see through it, letting in some fresh air. When you enter the room, you're greeted with piles and piles of random junk. Adventure gear, tents, books. Not too many books. Lots of clothes, random piles of leather, things like that. In front of the fireplace is Hobart sitting on his bench, smoking a pipe. He's a large red tiefling man, somewhere around in his 60s. And he has a cup of tea next to him on his bench. Welcome on in, travelers. Leo, it's beautiful to see you.
Yeah, I know you're already here. How's your apprentice working?
Oh, Freedom. He's okay, I suppose. We're not working on the leatherwork too much lately. He has managed to help me move around quite a few things upstairs, though, which has been useful.
Well, I mean, at least he's handy to have around, so that's some good news. I'm sure it'll just take some time, They still have to get used to everything too, So, like, touch and go. But we're here for we're hoping to pick up some supplies for a Trip, also, I need to kind of hawk this, and Leo pulls out his leather armor.
Are you
I
looking to
forgot to
trade
hawk
this
this
to
the
me?
other. Yes. We also need supplies.
Please have a look around,
Uh,
and if you have anything you're looking for in particular, let me know, and I might be able to find it for you.
Great.
Would you happen to have sort of healing supplies, healing potions, like perhaps?
Oh, let me look. Let me look. You see him get up from his bench and walk into the piles behind the counter. Not quite to the back room where the leatherworking is done, but you can hear him rummaging around, bottles clinking to the ground. Young adventurer, I think I found a couple healers kits. Does this work for you? It's little packs wrapped in leather. Assuming there's some sort of bandage in there.
I believe I do. I did pick some of those up from you the last time we were here.
Yes, I do have a few of these.
Yeah, I think I'm all set there. Am I able to sell anything?
Oh, wait, young adventurer. I have found a single bottle, and he reaches from a pouch on his thigh, kind of slyly and oddly. This will be $50, laddie. Sorry, 50 gold. I'm so sorry.
How much do you want for the armor, by the way?
I'll take it off
Just
your
real
hands for
quick.
10 gold pieces.
So that's 40 gold for the potion.
Yes, if you're pooling things, yes.
I certainly will. I also got some wolf pelts and some teeth for them. I figured you could use them.
Not often, but some do like alternative styles. Let me think about that. Young human, you did mention selling something to me?
Yes, I have a few supplies I'm not sure I have need of anymore, and I'm feeling a bit weighted down.
Okay.
Let me just list those out for you.
That works for me. I'm gonna go back and see what we have in store regarding any wolf things. And he heads back into the leather shop, muttering to himself.
Sorry, I was kind of just trying to help grease the wheel there, Sebastian. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, no worries at all.
All right, so we'll need at least.
You hear him yelling from the leather shop. How much wolf pelt do you have, sir?
I got 3 pelts, all high quality.
I'll give you 15 gold for those.
Perfect. I'll take it. So that's 25 gold right off the top on that potion there. And I figured you or Guardian can hold on to it. I think that would be the safer option.
You mentioned wolf teeth. You hear from the leather area.
Yes. 6.
I'll give you 1 gold piece for that.
Alright, I'll keep that one to myself.
Sounds good. You hear like the closing of a jar. Sounds like he has a little jar of trinkets. And he walks back. Okay. I will take those hides off you. And oh yes, thank you, adventurer. Sorry, what is your name? He points to Sebastian with an open hand.
Be Sebastian.
Sebastian, lovely to meet you. I suppose I can take these things for you, or from you. Does 5 gold pieces work?
Yeah, sounds reasonable to me.
Okay. Sebastian hands over a hand axe, 5 torches, and a miner's pick. Miner's pick kind of clunks onto the counter as he drags it off. He slides you over 6 gold pieces and winks at you.
Actually, I think, could we also just go ahead and add, pick that off of the potion as well?
Okay. Yes, sounds good to me. Anything
So
else you folks would like?
what was that in total for the potion?
Let me add up. Anything for you, dear? And he kind of leans his head over, looking at Guardian.
No, I'm just looking as she's just kind of taking a look and seeing at stock. Nothing really seemingly catching her interest. She's just more of just kind of seeing what this individual has.
Fair enough, fair enough. Let me see. He has a pile of coins on the counter and begins adding things up.
We're gonna need. Oh man.
That'll be 19 gold pieces if you'd like this potion, and it's just a little vial sitting on the counter.
I
It's a
suppose
very-
19 gold it is.
It's a very crude glass. It's full of waves and it's dark. It looks very rough, but glass is just not a thing that you really encounter here. So, someone has managed to create little molds, and inside of them are a deep red glowing potion. I'll take those 19 then.
Gold. Yep, Sebastian hand over the 19 gold.
All your crap on the counter is beginning to be inventoried, and you can add that potion to your kit there, Sebastian. The tiefling grabs the hides and puts them over his shoulder and starts walking back into the rear. Let me know if you need anything else, and he waves his hand.
Okay, so we're gonna need traveling supplies. So,
He nods. I have plenty of that, as he shouts back from the leather room.
thanks. I wasn't specifically talking to you about that, but thanks. We're just gonna discuss that real quick, but thank you.
Sorry there, Leo. I have perceptive ears.
I know. Trust me. I'm aware. Anyways, so I mean, a rogue can always come back. So like, I think we should at least we should get supplies for him and Shirsha. That should I don't know, be like 2 weeks to start him off. And a rug can come back and trade weapons for, at the smiths, and then come back here and buy more food.
Right.
So, I would say a week for 2 of them, so 2 weeks. And then we're going to be taking the normal safe-ish route, so that'll be like I think it was a 2-week trip for from Baklamel to the next city. right now, if I recall.
If you were to take the safe route, the entire trip without snow would take 6 days. Because of snow, and you don't know how far this snow goes. If it were all snow, it would take twice that long. But you are fairly late in the season, and you will be going away from the mountains. To the next town is a two days walk standard, and that would be Bollant. That is the northward town.
I mean, if we take, the right paths and everything goes well, I mean, we could be there. Even with the stops, I think we should at least get 5 days worth of food for at least our trip. I can go out and, pick up stuff, all over the place, food wise. We won't starve, I can guarantee that. Plus, I have other tricks up my sleeve, so, let's see.
Well, I have 10 days worth of rations. I imagine that should suffice, and if we need, hunting is always an option along the way.
Yeah, so, I mean, you're good on your rations. I'm all right on my rations. Guardian, how are you?
You did give away a few of your rations to a kobold.
Yeah. I thought I had written it down, but I guess I didn't. I had given away a few, so I want to say I'm down to 5 days. That sounds roughly about where my notes said that they were. It's about 5 days worth. So she'll take a look. She'll go, I have roughly about 5 days worth, but if we need to do some hunting, that is also an option.
Yeah, it shouldn't take it's honestly not difficult to, hunt, honestly. And we'll have plenty of water for now anyways. We can still boil some out, and we keep tight to a river, which is kind of where we should be. Along the road, we should be fine on water for into perpetuity, essentially.
If need be, I can always scrounge around for stuff for us if it's absolutely needed. I've learned a few things before I took up my mental, so perhaps I could help us find food if worst case comes to Cynic. Worst case.
Yeah, so, I guess since we're fine on food, it's mostly the food for, Shirsha and Arug to, stay out there for a while.
Yeah, it would be I'm more worried about them if anything, but you think they're going to be fine up there?
I mean, probably. I mean, they don't really have to do much. They gotta, they'll mostly be sorting through the weapons to, sell them off later. That's really all it is right now. And as long as, he doesn't go overboard in selling the weapons, everything will be fine. It's not like they can, take all the weapons that they had that are there, So like, I don't know, maybe a once a month delivery of, high-ish quality metal would be reasonable. That way, when Arug runs out of food, he comes back in, sells, a portion of the weapons, and then, comes here, buys food for him and Shirsha, and then just goes back. It shouldn't be difficult. I don't think. We'll probably have to clear it up with the rug a little more, but for now, I guess 2 weeks of high quality food. Shirsha can cook, if I recall.
Yeah,
I think we're fine. I think we can trust our station captain to handle things.
Yeah.
If anything, we can consider this a test of his abilities to see how he does without one of us giving him direction.
Arug hears this.
Besides Shirsha.
Arug hears this and pipes up. I am sometimes good at tests.
That's great, bud. That's real great. We're gonna have an overview with you and Shirsha before we leave. Don't worry. Leo calls out, we're gonna need 2 weeks of high quality rations. Or, well, not high quality, but somewhat decent quality rations.
2 weeks? Oh my god. Well, let's see what I have.
Don't worry, we have a cart, and if it takes, some extra time, we'll just, we'll figure it out in the morning.
I'm gonna have to go look upstairs and see what we have. And, Hobart starts going around to the staircase as it creaks upstairs. It's rather crude, and you hear him rummaging around. You also hear it muffled through the steps. Freedom, could you help me move this? As he's rummaging around, he finds a few, comes back downstairs. I might have what you need, but I think it'd be better if you come back in the morning.
Great. We're just gonna leave our cart outside, so we can load it up when you're ready in the morning. If that's all right with you. I mean, the space out front, that's for the carts and everything anyway. So
Of course. Feel free. I might tie a rope around it just in case. Not that it will do much unless it's very windy. But yes, you all have a good lot. Good evening. Thank you for your business.
Thanks, sir. We'll see you in the morning. Just to check, do you know how much it's gonna cost, give or take?
Moment.
All the money in the world.
Quite a bit. But because you're buying so much, I can give you a discount. Does 50 gold pieces work?
Looks at the others. I mean, I can definitely pitch in for a portion of that. Any of you guys got some extra?
I have. Yeah, I can pitch in if need be.
You said how much? 50?
Yes, but I could perhaps reduce that if we take some of the rations out. Maybe 15 rations for, I don't know, 40?
I mean, 15, that's 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm sorry,
comes
10.
back. Okay, so that's a 2 week, that's a week of rations, if I'm doing my math right. Wait, hold on, no, that would only be 4 days. Wait, hold on, I'm doing math wrong. Brain.
How about this, friend? I'll give you enough for you and your party there. You said it was 2 people. I'll give you enough for 2
yes.
each for 45 gold. How about that?
2 weeks, 2 people, 45. Yeah.
All right. And if I don't have what I have, I will ask Shayna or whoever else I need for some extra food. Or perhaps the butcher. I don't know what we'll come up with, but I'll have you in the morning.
Great. We'll pay then, if that sounds amicable.
Of course. That's fine.
Great.
Nice.
I'm assuming the party exits the building.
Mhm.
Okay. As you step out into the snow, it is evening. The sun is down, but there are various fires and other things going on to light up the streets. There's some lamps, oil in them, that sort of thing. Where would you like to go?
Well, I mean, if it's laid out, we might as well just call it and then just wait until the next day when we can get the stuff we need. If that sounds good to everyone else.
Sounds reasonable enough to me.
Okay. So the party heads off to Veduta's vats and bunks. As you enter, as typical, there are a few patrons out there. Shayna's at the counter, and Teblian is clearing a table at the moment. Welcome, Leo, and travelers. Thank you for coming in. Do you need rooms for the night?
Yes, we do need some for the night.
Yep.
Okay.
Rooms, some food, and yeah.
Leo, your table is currently empty. She kind of just indicates at it. Would you all like to sit over there?
Leo's already over there.
Okay.
Just kind of join friend.
Huh?
So join the friend at the table.
Yeah. Shayna just calls over beers for everyone. Fish and potatoes for you all.
Perfect.
We don't have
Sounds
much else
quite
right now. Okay. Great.
Something light sounds real good right now.
She walks back over, prepares some jars of beer, pops in some fresh reed straws, and walks them over to you. Has to make a couple trips. Teblian helps. There you all are. I'll start on the meal right now. And I'll grab your keys soon as well.
Much appreciated.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Okay, so, Arug, we're gonna do a little bit of an overview about what to do while you're, station captaining. At least, for now, while, we'll make sure to go over this with Shearsha when we get back. But, just to, clarify a few things mostly in the case of when you start running low on food, what are you going to do?
I'm going to get more. I like viewing over
And
things. I'm pretty tall, you know?
Where are you going to get more? And
If there's
how?
a nice person walking by, I may ask them for purchase, or I will go hunt something like a deer or a little bouncy, fluffy guy.
I mean,
Okay.
he's got sort of the right idea.
Yeah, I mean, he's not entirely off base there. First off, the first thing you said, the asking a person for food, that can work, but leave that as like a last resort, okay?
So I eat Shirsha first. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
Ha 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 ha.
What you're gonna want to do, in case hunting is a little difficult or you don't feel like doing it, or the number of things that pop up when hunting is, when you're hunting, essentially. What you can do is you can take some of the metal weapons that you got in the storage area. You can take like a bundle of those, bring that to the twins. They'll help you out, obviously. They'll what you're gonna do is you're gonna give them what we like to call scrap metal, essentially. I'm aware that the weapons aren't actually scrap metal, but that's what you'll be giving them. You'll be giving them the metal, not the weapons. Okay?
He looks confused but nods.
You'll figure it out in short order. It's not that difficult of an idea.
Okay.
But they'll take, the metal, the weapons and everything.
Hey,
and
melt
then
the
you'll
stuff. I
take...
saw them do it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool, isn't it? What they'll do is they'll take, the weapons and the metal from you. They'll give you some gold in exchange. Okay? Or you can ask them, or kind of Shirsha, to talk with them about the whole thing. Because Shirsha's going to be staying with you while, maintaining everything. She'll kind of be your boss.
Boss.
If that makes sense.
The captain of the captain. Yes.
Kinda. She'll be generally kind of in charge, but also not really. You'll be responsible for the day-to-day. She'll be responsible for maintaining the space, if that makes sense.
Yes. Station captain.
And also maintaining relationship with, people that come in and everything.
People
She's
are
good
cool.
at talking.
This tiefling lady gave me food.
yes.
It was nice.
Yes. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to go with Shirsha, or you can go by yourself. But bringing Shirsha along is probably the smarter option. Then you'll go to Harud's, the place where we were just at, and then you'll pick up food from there, and then you'll bring it back to the cave. Maintaining the cave until we get back.
Okay.
Great.
He started to
glad,
pick at his potatoes. He's listening, but he's eating.
Glad we came to an understanding, but
Yeah.
I appreciate it and I'm proud of you for, sticking to your guns on this.
I'm proud of you too. Thank you.
Anyways, let's eat, sleep, and head off in the morning. So Harit said 45. I can toss 20 towards that. Anybody else got something to toss towards? I know you already paid for the potion, Sebastian. So Guardian, how much you got? Toss this.
I've got.
Not,
Go ahead.
not like your whole money. I don't need to know that. I was just wondering how much you can toss towards this.
I mean, I would like an idea of how much you would want, so I can give you an idea if I can do it or not.
I mean, if you got 20, I can sell off. I mean, I don't know.
If you're asking if I have 20 gold, I do.
Yeah, I can sell off, what's the thing? I guess I can, sell off a handful of my daggers.
I can toss in another 10 if needed.
I mean, if I'm tossing 20, Guardian's tossing 20, you would only need to toss in 5.
That'll work.
Okay, so we'll settle that. Shirsha and Arug will have food for, 2 weeks. And then Arug, you'll remember the plan, I hope. For when you're running low on food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go get some.
Yeah, in one of the ways that we have talked about, you can go hunt, or you can sell the weapons for money and then get some food from Harrods or around town.
Violence or kindness?
Preferably try kindness, but violence can work when necessary.
I would not encourage him to commit violent acts.
I'm not encouraging to commit violent acts. I'm encouraging him to, stick to kindness first.
But hunting is violence, pointy head lady.
Hunting is not violence, Arug. Hunting is survival. Very different scenarios.
I have to think of that.
Violence, I mean, to a degree, yes, it is violence, but hunting, your violence also usually implies that there's not always a purpose behind it.
I feel like that
And
gets
you
murky.
gotta keep in mind, ruined, violently assaulted meat isn't exactly tasty when you really get down to it.
It's gotta be. I like shredded beef. Especially
I
when
mean,
it's
sure,
fried,
I like it.
smoked.
I mean, sure, I do too, but, fear can kind of leave a bad taste when you're eating,
Yeah,
You
I
ever
can see
get that, like when let's say you hunted a deer and you were, like, really, like, angry and the deer was obviously scared when it died? You
Don't know
notice
if I
that, like,
have.
little bit of you notice that little bitter taste when in the meat when it's like, that's the fear. Fear makes some food bitter.
Eating fear. Can you eat happy too?
You can. It's much more difficult to get that. It's easier to just get peace. Or at least not knowing that the thing is dying.
I like eating meat. Eating fish is fish.
Yeah, meat's pretty good. Anyways.
About it, y'all. Do you head off to bed? Any further conversations to be had?
Nothing that comes to mind.
The party cleans up their dinners. Teblian and Shayna come over and kind of clear the table as you all are getting up. You are handed various, not really keys, but they're tags with numbers on them that tell you which room is assigned yours. And everybody heads off to bed. Upstairs into the various small rooms that you've been in many times. Anything anybody would like to do privately before we head out through the night and fall asleep?
Nothing comes to mind.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Everybody falls asleep soundly, food in their belly, getting lots of rest before a long trek. One moment while I roll some dice. Everyone, you had restful nights. You wake up to a fresh, bright day. The sun is glinting off the ground outside. If you have your window open, it's shining in. What would you like to do in this good morning? Assume you all come downstairs somewhat together.
Yeah. National head downstairs, ready to roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bright and shiny?
Bright and shiny.
More or less.
It's early morning. A few people are eating breakfast at the bar. The tavern is otherwise empty. Assume you all see each other and step outside.
Yeah. Alright, so. I guess, whenever we're, ready, we'll go see Harud and, start the trek back to, the cave. Everyone ready, I guess?
All set here.
All good here.
Alrighty, let's get going.
Me too.
When you end up at the entrance to Hobard's Wares, your cart is outside, and it looks like it's full of various bundles of things, and that is all covered in a blanket, but the cart is noticeably filled up.
Yeah, great. He already took care of that. Let's go settle up the money.
Greetings, Leo, my favorite customers. How are you doing this morning? I'm having a bit of coffee, kind of rare on these times, if you'd like a sip.
Oh, you don't have to lie to me, Harud. I'm not your favorite.
Well, good morning anyway.
Yeah, good morning. Everything ready?
Yep. 2 weeks of rations for a halfling and an orc, I believe. Sorry, I don't interact with them much, even though.
Right. You'll be interacting with a rug occasionally, and sure, probably the halfling. They'll probably Hey, Harud, I have a question for you.
It's Hobart, by the way.
How did you know? Sorry, what did I say?
Harud. I like Harud. It's a good name.
Hobart. How did you know who we were talking about?
What do you mean?
I mean, we never mentioned that it would be specifically for a rug and the orc and a halfling.
Well,
Seems like a detail we never brought up to you.
Freedom here is an orc, and I've seen your little halfling friend, and you have a rug here as well with you. I just kind of deduced that's what's going on.
Can I
Since I don't-
insight check him?
Sure.
Great. 25.
Nice. 1 second. So, Hobart has a habit of knowing things he shouldn't know. Talking to people that, pique his curiosity whenever he sees something odd going around town. You can see him sort of like nervously dodging the question at the moment. He's sort of looking side to side.
Hobart, you remember the last time you knew something that you really shouldn't have known?
Yes. Maybe.
You remember what happened, particularly with Auntie, and what she told you to never mention about certain things?
I just love gossip, though, dear boy. I can't help it.
Yes. And just remember, there are certain things you keep to your fucking self, right?
Yes.
Or do I need to bring Auntie in here again?
No, you don't need to bring Auntie in here, please. She's a lovely woman. Don't doubt that.
Oh, she is lovely. You know that. She is the best person I know. She will also crack your skull in two if you
okay,
don't
I confess.
start minding
I
your own
confess.
business like you are supposed to.
Young Leo, fine, I heard something about a thing that you're doing. Dear boy, I have all these wares that surround me, but the best ware is information. You do know that, right?
Of course, of course.
Right.
It'd also be nice if you actually shared decent information and not useless crap every now and then.
Okay. I was in Shayna's having a drink, as you do. I overheard a little bit of chatter from some of the guards, the Guild Traveler guards, you know. They were mentioning something about a weird cave, and I went and sat down. I shared a few drinks with them, and maybe a couple gold coins, and got some info. That's all. That's all.
I know, I'm just also trying to warn you to be careful, because when you aren't careful, a cult might sneak in and also cause problems, which you may have known about.
Here's my question for you. Why is the word about the cult being so quiet? Why do you feel the need to protect the info about them?
I'm not protecting them. I'm trying to find more about them. Because they did this to me.
Yes.
And Leo just kind of points at himself.
Yes, I'd been wondering if that's how that happened. Good to know. For sure. I'm sorry.
Don't bring it up ever again.
Won't. Mum's the word.
I will ask for a bit of a favor.
He sips his coffee and nods.
If the people that we were interacting with, the cult, start, propping up and people start asking the weird questions, and you know what I'm talking about when I say the weird questions.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Try and make sure that, people know, and if the cult starts popping up again, it can get smashed quicker rather than, kidnapping a childhood friend of mine and torturing him so that he was eventually at some point going to look like me.
I think, even though I love seeking out fun info, this has become a bit dark, and I'm glad we're having this conversation, but shouldn't the rest of the town know? This is kind of important.
They can know about the cult. They just shouldn't know about the cave, or at least everything in the cave. They can know the cult came from the cave, and they can know that me and my compatriots here are setting up a lodge there. That's what we want them to know.
Oh, a lodge, yeah. I hadn't heard much about that.
Yeah, for, we're setting up a hunting lodge. That's what Freedom's going to be helping with. We got another kobold working at the butcher's shop. His name's Pokes. It's their names, Pokes.
Hooks has come through.
Got
Yes.
the little.
Who's looking at
yeah.
daggers?
Yeah, I can imagine. We'll but yeah, we're setting up a hunting lodge out there, so that like, you know, when people are going out to hunt when it's not winter time anymore, and people can come in, relax, take a quick bath if they need to, and head off hunting. And then we'll butcher and tan the hides while we're there. That way it can maintain itself as a good space, rather than a scar and a blemish on the entire Baklamel society.
Well,
Bring it up rather than, leave it in the dirt, essentially.
he kind of like shifts his stance and hikes up his pants. Kind of overweight, sort of ill-fitting in his pants right now. It's been a good long minute since I've done any hunting, but I was quite a hunter as a young lad. Maybe I'll come join you in a few months.
Yeah. Also, this is something that you can keep low, but in case Baklamel needs to be evacuated, a bunch of the people can go there. So it'll be a safe space for the kids and all the other people. It's close enough to not be noticed by a lot of people, and it'll be a safe place to evacuate, Baklamel to, in case, I don't know, a horde of zombies comes through.
Zombies. Such tales. Well, I mean, I understand why this info is free.
I don't
it's
know.
not
I
very
was just
fun
using...
info, I must say.
Well, I mean, not everything can be fun,
So true.
Gossip can be dangerous.
Also true.
I think that's why he likes it so much.
He kind of smirks.
But yeah, just keep your nose on the keep your nose out of trouble. And here's your money. And Leo will pass over his 20 gold for his portion of the payment.
Okay.
Sebastian will have already given his 5 to Leo.
Guardian.
Pass that over.
Yeah, Guardian
yes.
pass us.
Oh, yes, thank you. All your food should be in there. I found a couple little extra treats, perhaps a bit of chocolate. I hope everyone has... Oh, and some tea as well. My sister makes it. I hope everyone has a wonderful journey, whatever you're up to. Something hunting lodgy. Anything else you need before you go?
I'm good. Unless you got anything that stands out above the rest of your supplies.
It's all standing in some way or another. He kind of wearily looks back at the piles.
Nothing that popped up that you're just like, this is just gonna be the star of the show one day.
If there was, I'd let you know. It's a bunch of shit right now. I mean, great,
that's true.
Great casual, normal wears. Not shit.
Of course, it's all above board and standard fare. Just every now and then you remember that what was it? That jeweled necklace that popped up a few years back. It was big and shiny. Real mad when that got sold.
Yeah, there's not been many traders lately, but it is winter. That makes sense. So, mostly just the usual fare.
Well, see you later, Hobar.
See you around, Leo. You all have a good time now.
Yep.
and the travelers exit the building. You now have a cart full of goodies. Where to next?
First, Leo's gonna... Hey, a rug. Leo's gonna dig around in the supplies and pull out the chocolate. Try that. Stick that in your mouth hole.
He breaks off a piece. Do I chew it?
Yeah, chew it. Suck it.
Okay. He puts it in his mouth, and his eyes just kind of like glint, and you see sort of a shimmering watering as he explores the taste of this chocolate. Wow.
Yeah. That's for special, occasions. That's the treat for yourself.
Why is there not more? It should all be this.
Because that stuff is hard to get a hold of. Insanely hard.
Okay. I understand.
Especially out here.
He kind of folds up the wrapper and puts it in his pocket.
Yeah, save that for, save it.
Okay.
Try and keep
Also-
it cool. You don't want it to melt.
Yeah, don't keep it in your pocket, by the way. That's a bad idea.
Backpack?
That's better.
Okay. He just kind of rummages around in a pack in the cart and stuffs it in there. No melt.
Well, let's get going, y'all.
So,
And the party begins heading out of Baklamo. Where to?
The only place we can go right now.
Oh, the cave?
Yeah, to the cave.
Or to the right. Okay. Yep. Party exits the town. Cart full of goods with a rug in tow. Handling it. You get out across the dog bridge. The town side's a bit smoother of a hill into it. And you spend the rest of the day hiking back towards the cave. Because of a rug helping you out, you do manage to make some good time. And you can either push into the night a little bit and be there in a day, or you can spend overnight and be at a normal pace.
I think we should probably get there by tonight, just to, get this as quick going as possible. We'll be tired as hell when we get there, but, we'll rest when we get there. We'll just leave a little later in the day.
Works for me.
Upward to the river then. One moment, everybody. It's evening right now. You all end up at the cave. What's happening? Okay. Party ends up at the cave. It's been a relatively peaceful walk. You've all been making this journey quite a few times. You're actually creating some tracks in the snow. The wild animals are getting used to your traveling this route. You're beginning to form a trail of sorts. It's well past sunset by the time you reach the mouth of the cave, but you found it. I assume those with dark vision are seeing it easily. Sebastian, maybe you want a torch on, something like that. But yeah, you are now here.
Leo
I
will
got that covered.
Leo will help guide Sebastian in the dark.
I got it covered.
got it covered.
Cast light.
Hey.
Never need a torch again.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
That's why I sold a bunch.
Level up. So there's light. Sebastian, where does your light emanate from?
I guess I could just have it coming off my staff.
Okay, just the top of your staff glowing away.
Yep.
It's just a simple wooden staff, correctly, or does it have a gem or anything on it?
Just a simple staff.
Top of this wooden staff just glowing away. It's as if there's fire coming off of it, but you see no flames. And it's a much steadier light as Sebastian follows along the crowd. You come up to the entrance of the cave. What do you do?
I mean, we go in, check in on Shirsha and the other two. Tell Shirsha the general plan so that, she has context for what's going on. She and Arug will, be maintaining this place while we're, away, and she'll be, quote unquote, in charge.
So I assume you'll enter the cave. I'm not gonna check in any form. Okay. Put one down. When you enter inside, there's nothing inside.
Leo stops. There's no fire going?
There is a fire in the second level of the cave.
Okay.
As you do see a flickering light as you enter into the cave entrance. There is a bit of it reflecting off the pool, and you go down the back slanted hallway, if you will, and you enter into the area where the stone building is. Shirsha is just kind of sitting at the stool, or sorry, at the stone bench around the fire, making some food.
You guys head in. I'm just gonna go look around real quick.
Crested is leaning against the stone building. Just kind of watching Shirsha cook.
Leo wants to, do a patrol and see if there's any suspicious tracks around.
Outside the cave?
Yeah, outside. Generally, at the entrance. See if there's anything that stands out.
Leo, you head outside as everyone else just kind of talks with Crested and Shirsha. And Arug brings in the cart and begins unloading it into the building behind them. Leo, please roll me a perception check. You are standing outside the cave entrance right now.
Perception or survival?
Perception.
Okay. Ugh. Why?
As you're looking around the cave, the only tracks that you do see are the ones that you made yourselves walking up to it.
Okay. Leo just kind of looks around with his one good eye, just... Then goes inside.
Okay. Leo has joined the rest of the party. Everyone else, what are you up to?
Anybody got anything to bring up?
Nothing comes to mind really.
Well, I assumed you all got the supplies you needed. That'd be Crested.
I mean, yeah, we're pretty set on supplies as far as I'm aware, unless anybody disagrees. Just wanted to make sure, Leo will relay to Shirsha the general plan of, like, everything, just to, like, gloss over everything.
She takes it all in, understands the plan, and responds back with an affirmative message.
Perfect. Great. Glad we can come to terms with this. Great. So you know what to do in case of emergency. That's fine. That's really it, I think.
Well, this sounds good. I suppose me and Arug will be moving all this stuff downstairs. This is Shirsha, by the way. We all have a wonderful journey. I'm going to sit here and drink with this orc.
Yeah.
I try not to turn him into an alcoholic.
I don't think I can. She just kind of looks up at the towering orc.
I'm pretty sure
That's probably a good thing.
she's more likely to be the alcoholic than Arug, honestly.
Well, you know that. Shirsha and Arug begin moving stuff downstairs into the dungeon. Shirsha shouts back, "We might go away for a little while, if you know what I mean. Just for safety."
Right.
If you feel like that is a good idea, then go for it.
Well, maybe I just want to press the button.
I mean, just don't do it too often. We don't know if there's any consequences for pressing the button. Just, if you happen to do it, just, be careful and only do it when you need to.
I think I would recommend not fussing with the button too much until we have a better understanding of it.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Rules.
that's generally what I meant. Like, you'll be, in charge, so, you gotta be responsible. Then that generally means if there's a big red button, you probably shouldn't push it
I hear you.
unnecessarily.
I'm gonna press it at least once. Okay. Well, twice so we can get back, but
That's fine. It's fine. I wanted to make sure about, want to make sure that you're careful and safe, and Arug is, careful and safe and everything, and everything is, all right.
Fine, I won't press the button 20 times every time I feel like it. Maybe I like to feel like I'm puking.
Yeah, that sounds like a bad time, honestly, going up and down, 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 up and down. I'll stop there.
Maybe for you. Go on, have fun, have fun. She's carrying a little satchel of food downstairs from the cart.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
We can hope.
Party, it's late evening. Do you take a rest here? Do you... what would you like to do?
I think you're taking a rest. What?
Might be a good idea to rest here.
Can't think of anything else.
Yeah. Taking a rest here. Karasted will be taking you out in the morning.
I appreciate that, friends. I'm looking forward to being on the road with you.
I will make sure to mention this because I think this might be something that it might end up getting brought up in case something goes on. I think we should at least hey, Sebastian, what's your standing amongst most humans? Can you kind of pretend to be noble, if that makes sense?
Mm,
At least pretend to be,
I suppose I could try. I mean, I don't know that I quite fit the look of a noble, but
Why does he
suppose
have
I
to be a
could
noble?
try.
I
I'm sorry?
mean, worst case scenario, if we have to, we can go back to my sister's place and she'll fit you with some great clothes.
Yeah, I mean, I figure I could possibly try to pass for someone prominent. I mean, I don't know how many people know of the work I do, but I would like to imagine that some do, I would hope.
Then in that case, an idea that I have is to maintain kind of a guise while we're on the road in case we come across other people. Karasted, you should at least avoid talking in front of other people besides us. That makes sense.
I suppose so, but why?
Because most people have definitely not seen you before, or at least whatever it is you are.
Most folk will probably not be accustomed to a walking, talking metal man.
Well, most people I've met on my
That's
travels
where
seem to be pretty nice. No one's really ever had a problem until the last people did.
It's mostly just as a precaution if anything suspicious starts going on. At first glance you look, kind of like a what's the word for those moving statues I heard about? I don't know. Fuck it. There's these weird moving statues I heard about a while back. I don't know what they're called. Sebastian, you might know. I can't really recall the name of them, but
Maybe they were me.
say maybe, I don't know, something that we can do because this is kind of just the way to look at it. Karasted will be Sebastian's moving statue thing. That way, it doesn't look like you're just, walking, talking thing. You are a, Leo will air quote.
I've heard of what you're talking about. Golems. You mean that?
Yes, you will be Sebastian's personal golem.
I can do that. I am Golem. He kind of pokes his arms out and waves them.
Yes, just do it without the, words. You can just say the word golem, and that'll probably knock people off their socks.
Golem.
Yeah, like that.
He looks pleased with himself.
And, you will be, and Leo will make sure to preface this with big air quotes, owned, air quotes, owned by Sebastian, because Sebastian is a magic using human, and that's, odd enough in its own right. You know what I mean?
I suppose I do. Works for me.
This is just a precaution for, people when we're on the road and something doesn't, seem right or whatever. So it's to maintain an air of keep other people ignorant so that they don't think you're worth more, even though whatever it is that you are is probably worth your own weight in gold. So,
I shall follow my great wizard.
Perfect. Sebastian, is that all right with you?
Sure.
Unless Guardian has something to... does this sound like a decent enough plan in case we come across people, Guardian?
Kind of thinks about it for a moment and goes, sounds reasonable to me. I don't see any problems with it.
Well then, all right, and then I guess we crash here for the night, head off later in the morning, because we got here kind of late, but and yeah.
Preston sits down, just kind of hangs out. Everybody else, I assume, gets out their sleeping rolls and such, lays down, goes to sleep. Let's see what kind of evening you're gonna have.
Evening?
Okay. You all sleep restfully. Fortunately, you're in a nice protected area, and have sweet dreams. Morning comes. It's kind of late. You're in a nice cool cave. You sleep in. The sun's out. Fires are out around you. Crasted is up, packing the cart with random things, including your own bags and stuff like that. And yeah.
Will we need the cart on the road?
Well, I figured I could take some of the weight, but you can carry your own packs if we don't want the cart.
The reason why I worry is the cart might slow us down. We're gonna be going, up and over and all the other things, and it would be easier for a rug to transport stuff. And
You're
that's just
probably
my
right.
opinion. And
I remember this road being fairly easy to travel, but you're right.
I'm looking for speed, not convenience. And the most convenient thing would be to have an actual horse pull the cart, but we can't get one of those right now.
Yeah, maybe we'll find one along the way.
Wouldn't that be something?
I would be quite concerned if we found just a random horse on the road, which means either it got away or something happened to its previous owner.
Oh, I agree. I meant a merchant or something like that.
But
yes,
yeah, we can.
I'll hand your packs back.
Yeah, like it. Thank you. Leo kind of puts on his pack. Well, time to get on the road. I'll make sure to check again so that we can at least make a decision before we absolutely leave. At least between the three of us. Do we want to take the long and safe route or the quick and dangerous route?
That quick route does sound a bit more exciting, does it not?
I mean, it does. It definitely does. I've never really been out that way. Not that I can recall, anyways.
I mean, I guess it would ultimately depend if we feel comfortable dealing with any repercussions that might come with taking a quicker route.
I was on that road when I was dismembered. It wasn't a very comfortable walk.
Well, in that case, I definitely think the only problem with the safer route is the time it's gonna take. It's gonna take us.
I'm admittedly very concerned about spending too much time, given that there is a cult running around and we have been spending quite a bit of time setting up our friends in the cave, so I think it might be best for us to try to pick up the pace a little bit.
Oh, sounds to me like we're taking a page out of what's his name again? The shopkeep.
Hobart?
Hobart. Taking a page out of Hobart's book and chasing the danger.
Well, let's go. Dangerous, quick path it is.
Well,
Let's go.
In order to follow the dangerous path, you'll be taking a trail that runs along the river that you are familiar with. You'll be going in the opposite direction. It'll take you past Boclamel, but it will travel westward. After Boclamel, it does begin to angle northward, so a west by northwest travel. As you begin stepping out of the cave, it's a bright late morning, and you begin taking the route that you are very familiar with. This road is it leads into the Azurpine Desert. We have a lot of forest to get through first. By the end of your first day, you're back at Boclamel. Do you stop by, or do you continue walking on?
I think just, headed out and not stay in would be the smarter decision if we want to, maintain a pace of speed.
I agree.
As you walk past Boclamel, it seems peaceful, quiet. You do need to spend the night somewhere. You can keep walking past late into the night, or you can stay here. Though it does sound like you want to keep going, so I assume the party camps after Boclamel.
Yeah, we'd rather keep word of Karasted not on the tongues of, the entire city of Boclamel.
At the back of your pack, Crested is walking with the blanket that was covering the cargo earlier wrapped around himself. He looks like a hooded figure, tall, with some very spindly legs. It's evening. You're about an hour or two past Baclamel. The road has gotten, or the trail that you're on next to the river has gotten noticeably tighter. It has begun to weave into along the river as the river starts to go down steep mountainous terrain. Baclamel sits in a bit of a valley in the foothills of this mountain range, and you are starting to head. You're starting to head downstairs or downhill into these various little waterfalls and the tight trail. You could probably carry a cart through this trail, but nothing larger, nothing horse-drawn, or like a standard traveler's coach. You have rocks and tree roots and ruts in this trail. It's somewhat muddy in places. The terrain's pretty difficult. As you're walking along, you do find a clearing next to the river. It is dark out. Do you make camp?
Leo would like to search the area and make sure it's safe to camp, at least here. May I do so?
Yes, of course. Sorry, just looking at stuff right now. The
No
party
worries.
Sorry?
I said no worries.
Oh, for sure. The party has stopped where the trail has a bit of clearing next to it. The river is flowing next to you. It's less icy than it was. There's actually some water flow. You see some chunks of ice go past on occasion. You're in sort of this odd, mucky, but still snowy area. The clearing next to you is just a soft white powder. And Leo begins to look around the camp to make sure that it's safe. Please roll me a perception check there, Leo.
Okay, that's decent. 17.
You don't find anything around you. It's pretty clear. You don't hear anything. From what you can tell, this place is safe at the moment. You make camp.
Seems fine. Camping here would probably be the smart option. We should probably take shifts, you know?
Sebastian will already be at work pitching a tent.
Yeah. Alright, Guardian will kind of scout around to see if there's just kind of perimeter check.
Same thing Leo did. Please do a perception check.
Heck yeah. Let's see what I got. $21.
21.
20.
You hear a small rodent. As you're peeking around behind a bush, you do think you see one hopping along. What do you do there, Guardian?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. There is a small hopping rodent behind a bush. What do you do?
She'll just kind of make note of it if it doesn't seem like it's anything that's gonna cause any problems. She'll kind of make note of it.
Okay. Best you can guess, it's a rabbit. And that's all you find.
That's fair. Alright. Probably just make note that there are bunnies in the area. We got wings.
Who's taking first watch?
How much light is out?
Yeah,
No.
that no light.
No light. There was light when you reached
I
Bacchanal, and then you've walked a bit past that, and so the sun has been down for about an hour.
I would suggest, Sebastian, you take the late to morning shift so that when you'll be awake when the sun starts to rise, so it'll be easier for you to see stuff.
Right.
I can take first or second in this case. Caresta, do you actually need to sleep, or do you just kind of like go into like a rest mode or something?
I never really sleep. I just kind of hang out.
I mean, I guess the good news is that we'll have somebody with us at all times during the watches, but you should make sure that you at least like rest in some form or another.
I suppose I can try.
But yeah, if at least with between the three of us, I can take first or second. Preferably second, I guess. That'll be the darkest time for everybody. And then Guardian, if you take first, you'll just be up a little longer, and but you'll be able to sleep the most.
That sounds fair to me. If everyone else is okay with it.
And I'll be around to keep you all awake if needed.
There's also that.
That's true. Alright. Kinda, I guess, fun to kind of keeping her backpack close, kind of tries to find a good spot for first watch.
Do you seek out to make a fire, or are you all camping in the dark?
Leah will start a fire.
Okay.
No reason for us to be, freezing our butts off.
Exactly.
Crested helps set up the fire, brings over some logs for sitting, that sort of thing. And sits down at the fire. Everyone else, I assume, goes to sleep. Guardian, floor is yours.
Alright. Okay. So, I'm trying to think. If we're doing first watch, I'm trying to think what she's doing during the watch for the most part, other than obviously, just keeping the watch.
Sure.
I think for the most part, she's kind of checking, kind of just keeping the egg, kind of keeping the backpack close. She might, as she's kind of sitting there, if things don't seem to really be happening, I just imagine just kind of out of just not so much boredom, but just kind of keeping herself entertained. She's probably casting like thaumaturgy on the fire to kind of like change it to different colors.
Yeah. Fire crackles, maybe sparks a bit as it changes to a pink. And then the bored tiefling changes it over to a blue, maybe with a bit of green in it. Just playing around. Crasted's kind of mesmerized watching the fire as well.
Yeah. Getting a feel for the magic just to see what it does.
Yeah. Time passes. As you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We'll say time passes as you are hanging out there with Crested. You don't hear or see anything. It's now about a third through the night. If you'd like to have someone else watch. Guardian, I assume you go wake up Leo?
Yeah. Kind of wake him up and just go. As far as I can tell, nothing really came by. So for now, I think we're good.
Guardian, do you leave the fire any particular color?
I think she would have turned it back to normal.
Okay.
She doesn't want to keep it too strange of a color because I feel like that would stand out more than just a normal fire.
Very, very clear. I mean, very good.
Yeah. Fire is neat to see from a distance in the woods, but blue fire or purple fire would be very questionable and people would want answers.
Yes, you are correct. Leo, it's your turn. The Guardian has woken you up. And,
Yep. Anything, stand out at all that I should know about?
Not really. Just
Alright.
usual quiet. I didn't see anything.
Alright. Leo gets up. I'll take a look around while on watch.
Oh. Alright. Well, if anything happens...
Yeah, if anything happens, Carassid, it'll wake you up for sure.
Okay. And Guardian will go get settled in her little spot.
Leo, you are now sitting down on the fire next to Crested. Anything you do? Just hanging out, watching?
First thing Leo's gonna do is, he's gonna patrol, I guess. And, first he's gonna patrol and then he'll probably, see if he can, find a rabbit or something.
Okay. Roll me perception.
Woohoo!
Nice.
25, natural 20. Yay!
As you're scouting around the fire, it's getting cold. You do find a rabbit that perhaps another party member had seen earlier. But in addition to that, you start to notice that one of the foliage around you has changed a bit. Could be the lighting, not quite sure. But there's something odd going on. But you do find that rabbit if you'd like to, kill it.
Anything else besides the rabbit? Berries or something,
Everything's a bit
looking
too
around,
frozen over
making-
for any sort of fruit.
Rabbit it is. Dagger.
Roll me a survival check, please.
Survival. Dirty 20.
You kill that rabbit deftly and skillfully. And then, yeah, I imagine you bring it back to the fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll bring it back, clean it up. And then he'll like lean towards Karasted, like kind of quietly. Hey, Karasted, do you notice anything that? And he'll like kind of gesture to keep like Karasted's voice down.
Rusted leans in. What are you talking about?
Do you notice something weird? Can't put my finger on it, but do you notice anything that stands out? Something.
Earlier, I saw Guardian making this fire change color. That was weird.
Well, that would be weird enough in its own right, I guess. Mhm. Leo will set out the little like the little bits of rabbit and like kind of cook them over the fire so that you know, they cook, and then he'll I'm gonna go take a look around for a little while. Just stay on your toes, okay? Not
Press-
literally stay on your toes, just keep an eye out.
I was going to say, I don't have toes, per se. What kind of toes?
I meant metaphorically.
Yeah. I'll watch the food too.
Thanks. Appreciate that. Leo's also got like the little bit of the rabbit pelt that's like drying on a stone next to the fire.
Okay.
I should be back soon.
Preston nods.
Worst case scenario, you hear me hollow.
Holla.
Leo would like to stealth away from the fire
Yep. Roll me a stealth check.
into the woods. Ah, why?
As you step away from the fire, you kind of trip over a log that was under some snow, and you grab a branch as you're doing that, and it snaps. It's loud.
Leo gets back up, dusts himself off, huffs, and then just starts walking around. And once he gets like a little bit of a distance, he'll try to stealth again.
Okay. How far away from the fire are you right now?
20 feet.
And you're stealthing beyond that? Are you looking away from the
yeah.
fire right now?
Pretty much.
Roll
He's
me a stealth
keeping
check.
his eye on the woods.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
23.
As you're stepping away from the fire even more, after your noisy motion. Sorry, the cats are being stupid. As you step away, and you're looking back as you're kind of stealthing away, it looks like you just kind of melt into the shadows. You see some of the foliage move as if the wind has pushed it, but it moves more than foliage normally does. It's now blocking the route that you just took behind you.
So, Leo will like kind of scoot around and like try and get a better view on like this foliage.
Yep. Roll me perception.
Back.
You just see
8.
You just see bushes and trees, little flowers poking through the snow. It seems normal.
He's gonna kind of do like a little circle around, and then he's gonna move out to like 40 feet, 45 feet away from the campfire.
Roll me a stealth check, please.
Okay, I'll roll another one. Son of a...
He got a 7 with a bunch of bonuses, by the way, folks. He crashes through the bushes, kind of falls over into the snow. Twigs are snapped, leaves are crunched. The bushes that you were
Normally, Leo's very good at this.
the bushes that you were looking at rotate in place.
Oh boy. That's not good. Leo kind of just like lays there on the ground.
Yeah.
See what they do.
Nothing happens. But you swear that you saw bushes just rotate. Bushes don't normally move like that.
Leo stays there like he holds the I'm on the ground sort of thing for like a minute to see if the bushes do anything more.
Okay.
Like he's like in a daze, sort of like kind of pretending, you know?
Yeah. What do you do after that minute laying down there? No change. You see no changes, by the way. In the distance, you see Cranston at the fire, just kind of sitting there, rocking back and forth, side to side.
He'll stand up, and then he'll turn away from the plants.
Okay.
And just kind of walk a little further to where he's like, and he makes a fair bit of noise this time around. He's not gonna bother with stealth, but he'll walk till he's just out of sight of the fire, like about 65 feet.
Sure. There's various trees and bushes in the way. You're kind of in the cold. There's no more light. It's a crisp, snowy night. The moon is not really in sight. There's just some stars above. It's dark, but you can see.
Takes a big breath in.
It's crisp and cool. What do you do now?
He'll sit against a tree for a second.
Okay.
Keep an ear out for anything that might be trying to be nefarious.
Yeah. You look up in the sky for a moment as you're just kind of taking in the night. As you turn back to look towards the fire, you do see some bushes kind of scurrying along. They're just sort of floating. Like they were in that place that you saw them rotate, and they're just sort of moving slowly away from the fire, not towards you.
Leo's gonna try and scooch back into stealth and follow them.
Okay. You're probably a good 40 feet away from them right now. You can see them, but it's hard to make them out. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Okay, 20.
You successfully crouch down among the bushes, and you're just sort of quietly stepping in the snow. It's not squeaking. You've been practiced at this. As you're looking in the direction of these bushes, you see them just sort of slowly creep away from the fire. Just among all the other bushes, there's just something kind of moving along the top.
Can I see anything?
You're gonna need to approach them. Is your
He'll
40
get as close as he can within like 15 feet of them as they're like moving away.
They hadn't noticed you get down, but moving towards them is going to take some more effort. Please roll another stealth check.
Come on, don't. 18, okay.
You get closer. The movement of the bushes is quite slow. They're maybe going half a mile an hour, quarter mile an hour, something like that. They're just kind of slowly moving along. Leo, you catch up with them. You're 15 feet from them. As you're watching, you see 3 bushes with the roots digging down into the snow and kind of trudging along in a tentacly fashion. As the roots take hold in the dirt, lift up, and go forward, and the bush sort of crawls along.
Has Leo heard of these things before?
No.
He's gonna, maintain a distance and kind of follow them to see where they go, if they go anywhere.
They surround a tree. You're now probably about 15 feet from the fire. You've headed back to watch them. The 3 bushes have sort of huddled up next to a tree, probably about 30 feet away from the fire. As they do so, they just sort of get still again, looking like normal bushes.
Is there anything standing out about this tree?
Nope. Looks like any of the other pine trees you've been surrounded by.
Leo kind of just stays and kind of stays low and watches for like a little while.
They don't move.
So I guess we'll say like half an hour passes.
Sure. Half an hour passes, and as you're just kind of sitting there, you're kind of tired. You just kind of like zone out as you're looking at the tree itself. The bushes look no different from the others, and you might have lost track of which is which now. You've been sitting here for a while.
Leo will, how stupid does he want to be? Yeah. Leo's gonna come out of stealth and, like, come out from behind the tree that he was, like, watching them all from.
Sure. So Leo steps out from around a tree, stands up, and what does he do now?
He walks straight up to the tree.
Okay. You have walked up to the tree where you swear you watch bushes move over to. You see a tree and you see bushes at the base of it.
He's gonna kneel down in front of the bushes, kind of look at him.
What do you do? Just
Then he's gonna, yeah, he's just kind of looking, like, real close at him.
as you do,
Go ahead.
As you do, the wood of the bush in front of you begins to vibrate a little. You can swear it's growling.
Leo will take a step back, showing that he's not hostile to this plant.
It grows silent.
How do I want to handle this? He's gonna step up real quick and kind of knock on the tree.
Okay. You walk up and kind of like squeeze between the bushes, and there's a pine tree, and you knock on it. It sounds like any other pine tree.
And then, he'll just be like, knock on wood. Sorry for bugging you. Hope we can come to terms. And then he'll start to walk away.
Okay. Nothing happens at the tree. Bushes are bushes. You walk back to the fire. Creston's sitting there, just kind of humming to himself. What do you do?
Leo will pull out his notebook, start drawing what he saw, like the bushes marching, like with the roots moving.
Okay.
And then he'll, like, also occasionally keep an eye towards the direction the bushes went.
The tree's pretty far, but you think you can see the same bushes in the same place. It's hard to keep track. There's a ton of bushes in this area. You finish your drawing. It's probably about time to go wake up Sebastian. Did you do that?
Yeah. I'll relay to Karasted what I saw.
Okay.
Just to, keep your eye out for moving bushes. And you'll also, grab some rabbit meat before waking up Sebastian and munch on that.
Well, I think maybe I should walk around the camp, just sort of in circles. I can do that, just in case.
I mean, only if you want to, honestly. That'd be real noisy, and that might cause more problems. They didn't.
True.
They didn't seem hostile, and I'd rather not drive the forest to be angry, if that makes any sense.
It does. Crested sits back down.
Then Leo will go and wake up Sebastian.
Is it my turn already?
Yeah, it is. The sun will be coming up in about an hour, so you should be able to. Well, maybe it should start coming up in like maybe an hour or two, I think. There's some cooked rabbit I caught. So you'll have something to munch on. And Leo will pull out his notebook and keep your eye out for. I know you're gonna think I'm crazy when I say this. Moving bushes.
Moving bushes, you say?
Yeah, he'll. It's not a high quality drawing, but it's not like a shabby drawing, if that makes any sense. It's middling quality. It gets the details that need to. They were pulling through the earth, like they were off. They went off that way, so I don't know like if there's like something else going on, but yeah, they were moving bushes.
I see. Just kind of like look at the drawing for a moment. Just kind of. Alright, I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, I know it's one of those things. It's even I wasn't able to wrap my head around it. But have you heard of moving plants before?
Yeah. What's Sebastian have heard of something like this before?
Not this in particular. You have heard of plants that migrate across water.
But none that migrate across land. Yeah, no, I cannot say I have.
Leo, I assume you go to sleep, munching on some rabbits.
Yeah, he'll chew up the last little bit of his rabbit that he picked, toss a little wooden skewer into the fire, and then pass out.
Okay. Sebastian, it's your turn.
Okay.
It's dark out. Crest is by the fire. What would you like to do?
I think just be sitting looking out for a moment, and then that necklace he took back in the cave that had the strange crystal on it, everything. I think he'd kind of look over it and maybe try and study it a little bit more, maybe with the help of Crasted.
Would you like to run a history check or investigation check on it?
Sure. Take an investigation.
Okay.
Eh.
What you're holding is a crystal that looks like the ones that you've seen inside of Crested's torso, and also in the metal cabinets within the dungeon itself. It's got some wire wrapped around it to form it into a necklace, but nothing too much that you're seeing about it. Sort of a pastel orangey pink. Somewhat translucent when you hold it up to the fire.
It'd be possible to have Crested assist in trying to maybe understand its properties.
Sure.
The crystal.
1 second. This is on character sheet. Crested is able to help you determine a couple things about it. It does glow when held close to him. It seems to have a the metal wire that holds it actually goes into the crystal, and he's able to point this out to you because to you it looks like someone just put a hole through it and put the wire through it to hold it, as you've seen jewelry before. But this wire actually goes down into the crystal itself and spreads apart into many little wires. It almost looks like veins. He doesn't know what they do, but he thinks it's interesting.
I mean, how much can I actually see, like, inside of the crystal? Like, how transparent is it to see, like,
Have you ever
are
seen...
the wires, like, connecting to anything, like, inside of it?
It's like a fogged, sand worn down quartz. It's hard to see inside of it. But you can see, when you look closely down into the hole where the wire is going into, that it does split and feed into it. You don't see where they're going. Other than on the close to the surface of it, you do see some squiggliness to it. What you were thinking is cracks may actually be the wires inside of it.
What do you make of all this, Crested?
I'm not really sure. I know I'm made of these things, or at least they're part of me. Or keep me powered? Or fed? I'm not really sure. But this one in particular... Well, I'm wondering why it was put in a form like this.
It is interesting.
Perhaps it
found
accesses
it-
something.
Like a key.
Maybe. All the ones I've seen don't have this kind of intricacy to them. They just sort of slot into places.
I recall finding it alongside some sort of bird-like creature I don't think I've seen the likes of before. Would you
Nor
be
have
familiar
I.
with such a... Wouldn't be familiar with such a thing?
I've seen many birds, and many birds that talk, but none like that. Then again, I did spend most of my life underground in my family's basement.
What do you know of your family?
I know they're small. Like, they're not me. They're not metal. But they're like Shearsha, halfling, I think. They just kind of take care of things around their house, and they've been through many generations of them. But they said for my survival it was probably best that I stay out of sight.
And that was all they told you? Nothing of your origins?
They don't know my origins. At least that was lost. Or just not told to me. Could be that.
Yeah. Hopefully, once we arrive in Aronia, we were able to find some answers.
I hope so.
Just kind of just have another look over that necklace before he just kind of puts it back in his pack
Okay.
and continues watch.
Okay. Time goes by. As you're hanging out, watching, the sun begins to come up. As it does, fire has kind of lost attention. Sort of fizzling out. It's getting warm in the morning, so you felt less need to do it. As the sun is cresting over the hill, you hear grumbling from the bushes behind you. And they pop out into your little circle. They're moving fast. These bushes are just kind of zooming. You see bright red eyes poking out from under the shadow of the bush. Please, and everyone's gonna have to roll for initiative.
God damn it.
Well, shit. Sebastian will just immediately like jump up. What in the goddamn fuck?
What in tarnation?
What in Tornation? Okay, everyone join me over at the battle map.
Yeah.
Nope, this map is also broken for me.
Great. Love that.
Yeah.
It's still loading on my end.
It's loading on my end.
Okay.
Pop, 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 pop.
Second.
Oh, I'm in.
Everybody in?
In.
Wait, why isn't everyone...
Ah, there it is.
Hey, everyone please roll for initiative.
No.
The two sleepers are at disadvantage.
Oh, let me roll again. I didn't roll at a disadvantage, so that's my bad.
It's okay, next time.
So my initiative would actually be if it would update, because I just rolled it again just to see what it is. See if it's less than a 14.
There, if you right click on it, you can re-roll.
Oh. My mouse stopped freaking out. That would help. Okay. Yeah, it's not letting me do it. I'm just gonna...
It's all good. Let's just roll with it. It's fine.
Maybe problematic, but I can't tell which token is which.
Okay, the three at the top are the bushes.
Got it.
Are you able to like double click on them and make their thing pop up?
No.
What browser are you using?
Firefox.
Oh, weird. That's what I'm using.
Yeah, I always use Firefox.
Same. Okay. As long as you
I
can
might
click
try-
rolls and stuff.
Yeah, you might try
Or-
popping out and then pop back in real quick.
Yeah, good idea.
I'm gonna try to roll initiative again, see if I get lower than 14. Because I didn't do it with disadvantage, so that's maybe...
Yeah, let me know if it works. And for everyone watching at home, this is our handy dandy battle map for Theater of the Mind stuff. Just gives us a place to lay stuff down, make things happen.
Refresh.
It is supposed to look like parchment. Little arena.
Little arena. Yes. No, I made a reroll. It's fine.
I maybe can reroll for you, but I don't want to like take that from you, you know?
Hold on. I'll just manually, because I don't have a... Yeah, so initiative is 10.
I wonder if I can change that.
You should be able to, from the combat screen, you should be able to update combatant.
Yep, just
there you go.
That works. Sick. Now we
Yep.
go.
Yep.
Alrighty, everybody. Leo, it's your turn.
Okay. Leo sees the bushes and was just like, really, guys? Really? Fine. He'll pull out a torch, light it with the fire, and move towards him, I guess. So 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll move right up to this guy with torch in hand and whack him with the torch.
Okay. Give me a torch with advantage.
A torch with advantage.
Be able to like bop him with a torch.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know how to roll for a torch. I guess unless you want to just call it a club and just like.
Well, it says if you make a melee attack with a burning torch and hit, it deals 1 fire damage. So
it should just be like...
binary
it should
then.
just be... It should just be like if you're rolling a weapon with your... It should just be as if you're rolling a weapon like with your flat strength, since you're just brute forcing it. So d20 plus your strength mod.
Yep.
Um.
Because otherwise it's just like using it. So, yeah.
Because I don't think it's an improvise. I don't think it's considered improvise.
No, because it does account for you using it, but it doesn't do much damage. It's only 1. But I'm gonna say because they. So just
You
do
know
a
what?
a d20 plus 2.
So that's 10.
10. Yep. That hits. Bush is starting to get a little crispy.
Little crispy guy.
Anything else you'd like to do?
No, that's really it.
Okay. Up next is Khan. Sorry, Gertie.
Alright.
I guess you'll call out wood. Fire beats wood.
As Guardian's kind of getting up and seeing the situation, just Liv shouting fire beats. She's just gonna be like, I don't exactly have fire, and she's just gonna Eldritch Blast the tree directly in front of her as she kind of moves to get a better shot at it.
Okay.
Start blasting.
Blasted.
21 to hit.
Direct hit. Straight in the face. Straight in the little beady eyes.
1/4 damage.
What? The bush just kind of stares down your bolt as it crackles into their face. The eyes are just piercing you the entire time. It barely shrugs.
You just give it a little shove, like hey, stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Just a little flick on the nose.
Its roots are strong.
Yeah. It's for. Yeah. Yeah, she just lets out this bolt of just red energy, just slaps in the face and barely phased and just. What the fuck? Anyway, that's her turn.
Okay. Sebastian?
Okay. This might be a little extra and could end poorly, but
Good for the vine.
yeah, the ruler. Oh, almost. Press the wrong button there. What is that? 20 feet? 25?
25.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, go away, ruler. You can go away now. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna just pop over there.
In between them all?
Yeah. Oh, no, not ruler. Oh my god. Here we go. And do the thing.
Okay. Good luck, Leo.
And no, it's
You're
out of
good.
his range.
You're good. Okay.
Oh,
Sick.
see.
That's why I moved in between them.
Yeah.
So they need to make a con saving throw.
Yep.
Why do I need to save him?
It's all up to you, Con, because you're the guardian.
No. I ain't the Lorax.
Don't speak for the trees.
Yeah, these little guys want their fucking knees. Could you imagine these little guys just trying to be like, hey, we just wanted to welcome you in the woods and we just fucking nuke.
It hits them all.
Cool.
Sick.
So they all take 8 damage and they're pushed 10 feet back.
Okay. How do you want it to look? You rush up in between these bushes that are attacking everybody. One just took a bolt to the face, no problem. What are you doing?
You know, let's be dramatic with it. He just kind of like runs and just takes like, just uses the momentum of running to like leap in between them, and then just like when he lands, just slams his staff down and just like lightning shoots out in all directions.
Okay. The ground crackles. You can see electricity sparking across the snow. It's conducting with it. And these bushes surrounding Leo go flying in surrounding Sebastian go flying in every direction. The one in front of Leo gets catapulted right over his face, just close enough. You see these things kind of crackling and sparking. One of them completely fries and fizzles out. One of them is still moving, and the other one is still moving as well, but it is crispy and barely able to move. Well described. Jeez. Let's see, how far do they fly? Let's see.
10 feet.
10 feet, okay. Boop. A boop. A boop.
Did one of them die?
The one by Leo died, yes.
Yeah, the one that got
okay.
punted over your head. I'm just imagining it just goes flying over your head and you just hear like, oh.
Okay. It is now this one's turn. Let's see. It looks over. You can see the bush sort of like weakly look up and begin making its way towards you, Sebastian. What is its speed? That is only me. The creature crawls back over to Leo and slashes you.
Leo or Sebastian?
Sebastian, I'm so sorry. I keep messing you up like that. No.
I swear if I just get wrecked by this freaking plant right now.
Oh,
I guess it's a good thing we got that potion.
Yeah. Sebastian, it reaches out with its singed claw and manages. It's just like a sharp bit of bush, and it manages to scrape your legs. You take 3
Ow.
damage.
You
Nice.
little shit.
Next up is the other one that crawls its way over to Leo, the actual Leo this time, and does the same thing. It manages to miss, and it weakly falls down to the ground in front of Leo. Up next is Leo.
Alright, Leo is going to turn to the one that just tried to whack him and just shove the torch that he has in his hand just right into it.
Okay.
Or at least try to, anyways.
Yeah, give me a d20. One,
Yeah,
one, two.
strength. Ah!
Oh
That's
no!
only a 7.
It deflects your torch as it goes along. You can swear it tries to spit at the torch, but there ain't no water. Anything else you want to do, Leo?
I'll toss the torch upward and throw a dagger at the one by Sebastian, I guess.
Okay. Roll me that shit. Oh. The dagger goes through the bush. Doesn't harm it at all. It's just like you're just throwing daggers at a bush. It's very strange, and hits the snow.
Okay. That's the end of Leo's turn.
Yep.
Absolute fail.
Guardian, it's yours.
clickety clack, the bush gonna get slapped. Yeah,
Blast.
13.
That hits.
Nodders. 7 force damage.
The one next to Leo or Sebastian?
Leo.
Okay. The one that Leo just threw a bush through, sparks to life as if lightning. Oh, yeah. How do you want your spell to look? Do you have a particular?
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's kind of like a reddish kind of beam that just kind of. I imagine it's not. I kind of want to imagine to a degree it's not just like a straightforward beam. I imagine she just kind of straight up fucking yeets it.
Okay. Almost like a Zeus thing, like holding a beam and you just toss
Yeah,
it.
pretty much.
Okay. So a red beam of lightning crackles to life in her hand, and it sort of like emanates from both sides of her hand, and then she just launches that thing straight at the bush. It hits straight in the center, and the bush explodes apart as if lightning just smacked it straight in the chest. It's everywhere, all over the ground, obliterated.
And then it's gonna be my turn.
All right. Up next is Sebastian.
I think Sebastian's just gonna whip out the scimitar and just shove it straight down into the plant, aiming for the roots.
Okay.
Uh,
That does not hit.
Yep.
As your scimitar goes into it, the bush manages to move over and it just kind of scrapes past its bark. You can swear the eyes are smiling at you as you manage to just kind of stab through its torso and hit nothing.
Just squinting, like, what in the actual hell? And then, I guess, bonus action dagger.
All right.
Is it just a normal attack roll? I forget
Yeah.
when it's a bonus action.
That
13.
hits. Would you like
Take
to
that,
describe?
you little shit. I guess he would just kind of like pull the dagger out from like his sheath. I guess he would just have it like the little ankle dagger or something, and just like whip it out and just kind of like toss it down at it, kind of chuck it.
Okay. Manages to get in the center of the bush and go ahead and roll damage.
Normal damage.
Yes.
Or
And
do
as
I
you're
take off the +2 since it's a bonus action?
for sure. As your dagger stabs into the top of it, kind of splits it open, and the thing sort of almost passes out and slumps over to the side. It is no longer moving. Congrats, guys.
A little, not quite the same as your drawing, but I get the idea now. Sebastian's gonna say to Leo.
Yeah, I was hoping they wouldn't do that. I guess I was wrong. I'm gonna go check on something real quick. And Leo kind of walks off towards the tree that he went to, that he was at before.
Sure. As the rest of the party is kind of rummaging around the fight scene around the campfire, your tents are fine. Everything's just kind of. You're certainly feeling awake. The adrenaline is doing great for that. Leo, you walk over to the tree that you were at last night. You saw these bushes at. It's probably about 25 feet away from camp. What do you do?
Are there still bushes around?
No. I mean, there are bushes everywhere, but the ones that you were following last night are not.
Was I able to recover the dagger that I threw?
In combat? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Cool. I'm just gonna take that dagger and stab it into the tree.
Okay. As you do that, the tree responds like any tree would. The dagger kind of digs into the bark a little bit, and you hear a thunk. Nothing moves.
Then he heads back to camp.
Do you
If
take
nothing
your
happens,
dagger?
he just he leaves it in there.
Okay, interesting.
I have 9 left. I'll be fine.
I'm sure.
Sebastian would like to observe and study these angry plant dudes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one next to you
Leo's
is kind
gonna
of
help
intact.
with
Yeah. The one next to you is kind of intact. A couple of them are sort of more destroyed. Would you like to roll a nature check?
Sure. But I'm just
that.
imagining.
Assistant.
Yes, you may assist.
So would that be we both roll, or I would roll with advantage?
You, I mean,
In my opinion, I think you both rolling and then just combining that makes sense to me.
Okay.
Advantage can also work
Sure.
for simplicity.
I'm just imagining Sebastian just kind of like picks this thing up by the roots and just kind of looking at it like, what the heck? Just kind of like raises it up over his head, just like looking all around it, just holding it by the like a root.
Yeah, Leo, you're kind of like looking around with Sebastian, but you're not too much help. Sebastian, you managed to find a out on the bottom where the roots are. They almost look like starfish. There's like little tentacles. Little tiny, little bumpy, almost fleshy bits. These are obviously their feet.
Huh. Dude, poke it with the stick.
It sort of squishes.
Like where, like where, if it is like a starfish, it'd be like where the mouth of a starfish is. It's like right in the middle. It's kind of poke it with the stick.
Yeah, there's nothing there. All that is
Huh.
is the fleshy bottom of it, and the bush itself is completely stiff at this point. Just like any normal bush that you would be like, as if you had just harvested it, except the bottom of it has these very strange roots with starfish-like bottoms.
Huh. And Sebastian would not have any recollection or have encountered anything like this, come across anything in studies or
Nope. It's you don't see the eyes, so you're looking for eyes as well. I mean, like you may have been because of the combat.
yeah, he'd just be looking like all kind of over it, looking at the eyes, looking at like
It just
the
looks
part,
like,
the bush part. Like, is it actually a bush or is this like
yeah, as far as you can tell,
is
the
it like
center
a
of it,
camouflage?
it just looks like any other bush. It looks like a hard stick-like tiny tree thing. You don't see any eye stalks or eye sockets or anything like that. But you could have sworn you all saw it, glowing red eyes from out under it.
Hey, Sebastian, this might be weird, but you want to like cut this thing open?
You know, it's not my field of expertise, but I was kind of just about to suggest the same thing.
It's not really my field. I mean, I can do it. It's not really my I can either help or I can cut into it. I guess
For
whatever the hell this thing is. This thing's weird. This thing's like real weird.
yeah, indeed. For science.
Okay.
Potential new discoveries.
So I'm assuming you all
Can
go ahead.
We're dissecting
I
the
was
thing.
gonna say, yeah. Can I roll a medicine check?
Sure. I'm guessing you get out various cutting tools and you get to work on this thing. And you lay it down, perhaps on one of the logs you were sitting on last night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
17.
For sure.
Doing an autopsy
Yeah.
on
Are you cutting
a
it?
bush.
Are you cutting it horizontally like you would any other tree or bush-like thing?
Top to bottom, actually. Well, I mean, if we got like the little fleshy bits at the bottom to top.
Okay. So you pull out one of your blades and you begin to saw at it and cut into it. The exterior is hard like bark, any other bark that you've seen on a tree or bush. But as you dig deeper, there is a sort of sinewy, almost bamboo-like layer to it. And then below that is what you could swear is normal flesh, like you would see in any other mammal or person or something like that. Or like a rabbit, flesh. It bleeds as you cut into it.
What does it bleed?
Red blood.
Would it be possible to try and separate like the layers, separate like the barky layer from the fleshy layer?
I suppose you can try.
I mean, yeah, I can try.
Roll me medicine check.
That's I probably won't get lucky a second
I guess
time.
we'll both, we assist, I guess.
Alright.
Alright, Oh, hey!
Nice.
Okay.
23! Natural 20! Yay!
Hell yeah. Congrats.
Hey.
Well, I
Maybe
guess
on
it
fire
would
for
make.
tonight.
I guess it would make sense for the ranger to
Yeah.
have a be keen for these things.
Yeah, so Leo just kind of digs into his skills of skinning animals and stuff and goes to town on separating the layers. The bark peels off, and it's literally just like any other bark that you would encounter. It kind of chips away. Underneath that, though, is like a sticky, like bamboo-y layer. And like as you peel the bark away, you can see, I want to say like an adhesive, but you see like a stretchy, like membrane or whatever keeping that together. Kind of like when you're skinning an animal, like a deer or something like that. And then as you get below that, you pull you cut into the bamboo portion, and similar thing, you feel the membrane kind of holding it together, and as you pull it away, it just looks like muscle, like on any other creature.
Is this, while this might not be the best term for it, is this similar to like a snake or like a cephalopod?
As far as you can tell, the structure is held together more by the outside, so it's more like a cephalopod, I would suppose. You're not finding bone, you're just finding a bunch of muscle.
Would this thing be considered a monstrosity?
Yes?
Ah. So I have advantage on this stuff now that I've realized that it's a monstrosity.
Let's go.
Do.
And does it have anything identifying features or anything that might resemble like a face or something?
No face. It's, I mean, the main identifying feature is that you've got yourself some sort of exoskeleton-based fleshy creature passing as a bush. Other than that, you're not seeing any sort of standard extremities, no nose, ears, eyes, anything like that. It's just a bush. With
I have advantage to recall information about them.
Okay. Would you like to roll me a history
would
check
it-
with
would-
advantage?
If history is what is needed, history it shall be.
Okay. Nice.
19.
As you're looking around this bush, you're beginning to recall stories that you've heard in your childhood. Just random passerbys, maybe even your dad. Who knows? Someone...
Leo doesn't know who his father is. What are you talking about?
Oh, I know he doesn't. Some memories are genetic. So as you're going through looking at this thing, you can, maybe it was a fairy tale, something you heard in your youth, some sort of myth. Maybe your mom told it to you, maybe auntie told it to you. maybe some random traveler in Baclamel. But you have heard of bushes that stalk people through the night. It is an old fairy tale to keep kids away from the forest in order to keep them safe.
Does it have a name?
Not that you remember.
I've heard about these before. Don't know what they're called, but
Just that bushes come alive
somebody,
and try to eat your kids.
yeah, it was like a cautionary tale about staying out of the woods late at night or something. Kids get dragged off and eaten by moving plants. Kind of thought that they were stories, but I've heard about them. I didn't think that they would be like this.
An old wives' tale come to fruition.
Apparently.
Interesting.
Hey, Sebastian, you're decent drawing, right?
I mean, the most I've done is sketching maps and such.
Yeah, I guess I'll
I mean,
do it later. My hands are all gunky after this.
yeah, I suppose I could have a go. I'm assuming you're wanting me to sketch this thing out.
Yeah, if you can do a better job than I can, sure. I mean, I was gonna make note of its features, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Right, I suppose I can do that.
Leo just, like, kinda reach in and, hand over his, notebook. It's on, the 53rd page.
Alright. Very specific. And I guess Sebastian will flip over to that page, and I guess assuming his experience sketching maps and stuff would give him some decent, skill in this kind of thing.
Yeah,
He
you have
tries to
no
sketch this thing
problem.
out.
You draw things all the time. You have no problem sketching this out. You capture the main distinct things, like an image of the starfish-like bottom, sort of like a diagram of like how the bark and the bamboo-ish layers peel away to reveal flesh. Yeah.
I almost want to keep going. Like,
I mean,
fully dissect this thing. Would that be weird?
not at all. Let's keep going. Leo continues.
Okay.
Leo continues his dissection, because now I have advantage.
And Sebastian will just be kind of standing back. Just gonna be kind of standing behind him, just hands on hips, just watching intently.
You see this
Yeah.
As I'm just picturing Leo just going like sadistic face, just going ham on this thing.
Oh, this is not sadistic face. This is what's the word? It's intense and focused. It's not sinister. The sinister laugh was Krell, by the way. That was the sinister laugh.
Like, I'm just picturing the Willem Dafoe face.
Kind of, but mind you, if Leo smiles like evil Willem Dafoe, then his that cheeky side of his face will opens up.
Which makes it look even more sadistic.
Yeah, that's the problem. He tries to keep that part kind of like down, because this isn't sadistic. This is focus.
As Leo kind of digs into this deftly with his one arm, you dig deeper into the muscle, and what you find looks like sort of cartilage, perhaps some nerves.
And Sebastian can use his mage hand to help.
Okay. The mage hand is just
being
kinda...
being a mage, he doesn't like to get his hands dirty,
Yeah, you're like a doctor that works with a robot,
Yes.
So Leo and Sebastian are just kind of pulling this thing apart. Go ahead.
Yeah, Leo will be just kind of use the finger, hold that section down while doing his best to get some assistance on this with the mage hand.
Yeah.
And I'm imagining Guardian the whole time.
It's been a while since he's had another hand.
I'm just imagining Guardian just sitting back in horror, like, what in the hell are you two doing?
Guardian, how do you feel about this?
Speechless, in shock.
Indeed. So Leo, you cut up the stalk to the top where the bush sort of splays out and things get smaller and stuff. You make a round and kind of cut off the top. As you've gone through this musculature, as we say, the center of it is sort of a bendy, cartilagey thing, but again with what appears to be nerves running through it. At the top of it, you do find a tiny, tiny little brain, like you would see inside of a rodent or maybe perhaps something a little larger like a raccoon, but it's in a wooden knot at the top of it, and the stem goes up into it, and each of those stems is splitting out into all the little limbs. It's some sort of living creature.
So it is
Look
just
at that.
So it is just in fact a living bush. It seems.
Sort of. It's not. This isn't a plant.
What's interesting is you don't see any digestive system.
That's even more weird. But this isn't like the wandering plants that I've heard about. This is a wandering plant that is. It has meat. Not like good meat, obviously. I mean, like it has flesh inside of it. This isn't a plant. This is something else. This is something manufactured.
Could Sebastian do an Arcana check?
Feel free.
On this thing. 21.
21. You do sense magic coming from it.
Any particular type of magic? If only we had a certain druid here to detect magic for us.
Yeah. It's hard to tell. Might be chaotic, but it's certainly magical in nature.
They'll probably catch up eventually.
Probably.
chaotic here. Which kind of makes Sebastian think back to the little necklace with the crystal.
Mm-hmm.
I guess just for shits and giggles. See if anything happens if he pulls out said necklace and crystal and brings it near said plant creature thing.
Yeah. You bring it up to the torn apart body of this thing, and up at you bring it up towards the brain, I suppose. The crystal doesn't react in any meaningful way.
Does the corpse?
Well, that is what he's like waving it over. No.
Okay. Well, I mean, it is dead, so I guess.
Meaning does the corpse react to the crystal? I see.
Yeah.
No. There's no reaction between either of them.
Mm-hmm.
In your Arcana check, you're not sensing that between the crystal and the thing. You're sensing magic from both, but you're not sensing them interacting.
Got it.
I mean, they're two very different. In this case, two very different types of chaos when you really think about it. Like, this is something. Familiar with these types of creatures, but I've never seen this before. And this is weird.
These are old stories, Leah. These are things that have been passed down through the years. Details tend to get lost over time.
Yeah. I'm gonna, man. I mean, I guess the most we can do with this is, I mean, we should start packing up camp now. Probably shouldn't stay too much longer.
Indeed.
Before we go, though, is there, like, the remnants of another corpse lying around?
They're both burned and one's burned, one's shattered, so no, it's just the one.
Shucks. Did it seem to have the aversion to fire that Leo thought it did?
Be an insight check. You're recalling your memories. You're recalling the interactions that you've had with this thing.
Damn it. 10? Not terrible.
It's too hard to tell. It did burn, but...
Could Sebastian also insight check?
Go for it.
Oh my god.
Same. It was in the heat of battle. You were pretty tired just finishing your shift, and it all happened so fast. It's hard to know.
Too distracted,
right.
Just nuking them.
Yeah.
Yeah, right next to, like, Leo will point to, like, kind of like a corner of the page, write aversion to fire ?
Okay.
Alright.
Very little codex. Love it.
I mean, out of curiosity, does Sebastian look through the rest of that book?
I mean, that was not his instinct, no.
Okay. Just curious. I'm gonna try something with... I mean, I'm not gonna try to eat this, are you?
No.
Yeah, didn't think so. Leo's gonna pick up this now dissected corpse and just like kind of toss a couple like heat the fire up a little bit more. Like
Okay.
then he's gonna.
It's embers, but you're able to get it going again. You get some air on it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to test something out here, just for the sake of experimentation. And Leo will like once it like gets going a little more, he'll toss the corpse onto the fire, see how it burns.
Okay. A moment. It's hard to tell if this is burning in any meaningful way, whether it's rapid or not. You've kind of torn the thing apart. It's burning in various speeds in various places because of its state. You don't know if it has any particular weakness to fire.
Well, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go wash this gunk off, and
You are by the
Leo
river.
will yeah, Leo will just go and wash, his hand and like clean off like some of the stuff that may have, popped off of this thing when it was being dissected.
Sure. Maybe you have a little bit of soap made from the rendering of fat with you, if you're that kind of person.
Mm-hmm. He would have a small bit.
Getting cleaned up, freshed. Crasted is helping pack up camp. Everyone's looking kind of good to go. Pretty soon.
Yeah. Sebastian, while Leo is away, do you look through the book? I'm just asking out of
It's his
curiosity.
personal diary.
I mean, Sebastian's a curious person, but he's not one to invade people's privacy.
I'm just asking out of curiosity. It's either yes or no.
It's interesting.
I mean, no.
Okay.
But I
That's all I
mean,
needed to know then.
Sebastian would always be willing to look over notes that need reviewing if it was asked of him.
Uh-huh. No worries. Like I said, I was just, curious.
Yeah. Leo, your hands are washed, you've walked back. Your gun's kind of packed up. Do you head on the trail?
Yeah, Leo will make sure to, like, request his notebook back, and then, I'll have to write a bit more about this later, because that thing was weird. Right? Like, I'm not the only one who thought that thing was weird.
It is definitely quite odd. As he hands him his notebook back.
Yeah, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Leo will pull out a he'll pull out like a random feather out of his pocket and like mark it using one of probably like what looks like a dozens of feathers that are in this like little book.
Okay. Nice little note. Yeah, as the party begins to follow along the trail, you're stepping in snow still. The trail sort of, the river's to your right. It's getting kind of skinnier a little bit more often. You have a little waterfall here and there, small pools in front of it. It's very crisp and clear. The snow of the river ice has sort of built up on some of these waterfalls, but there's a good amount of cold, fresh water going by. Your trail's on the left of it, and it begins to sort of wind to the left and up a hill, and sort of follows a path along some rocks. You sort of get tired as you're almost climbing these steps. It would be pretty hard to drag a cart up here, but you could do it if you needed to. The trail has now gone closer to the river again, but you're a good 40 feet above it. As you're walking along, you see a gap in front of you. The trail is going along this this rock formation. It's like granite. You're looking down at the river to your right. There's a crack in the rock with a river going off to your left. There's a rope bridge in between. It seems the trail's continuing in that direction. Assuming you just go ahead and cross the bridge.
Yeah. Leo will turn to the others and just be like, so, I guess you can see why a cart would be a bad idea up here, but, if we get a pack animal, like a horse, or like a donkey, or something of equivalent nature, would make this trip a bit easier, you know? But not a cart. I don't think there are any camels on this continent. I
Not
want
with
to
that
know.
attitude.
Also, camels are only kind of okay as pack animals. In D&D, of course, is what I mean in general, not like as a whole. They're good riding animals, not good pack animals.
That is information that Leo would not know.
This is true.
Important not to assume in regards to this world. Camels are indeed
Fair
great
point.
pack animals, and there are variants that interact with cold weather and variants that are from the heat. Anyways, everybody, please roll me a just standard old d20 in order to cross this bridge.
Let's go.
Noise.
17.
Great. You all cross the bridge with no drama. It's a bit scary. It's like 40 feet down. It moves under your weight, but the wood that it's made of is just kind of like logs cut in half, so it's pretty sturdy with ropes going through it. And you all cross just fine. You continue along this trail. It sort of stays up and above the river for a while. You've probably been walking for an hour or two. You stop for lunch or anything like that, or you just continuing on?
I mean, we would stop for lunch, I assume.
Not a bad idea to stop and have some noms.
Okay. As you're all sitting down, eating some stuff, perhaps things you've caught, perhaps some rations, I don't know, up to you. you notice another rabbit by your camp. Just kind of curious,
Rabbits appear to be quite
sniffing the
abundant.
food.
Sebastian take not his whole ration, but maybe like a little piece of his ration and just give the bunno a little snack.
Okay. Sniffs it. Kind of like hops over next to it, kicks it a little bit, turns back around, sniffs it again, and then bites it and runs off. Lunch is uneventful. You're free to continue trekking.
Oh, and I guess I should note that the whole trip, Sebastian would be sketching a map along the way. Because that's what he does.
Kind of making your observations of the routes you're taking, little notes, things to look out for, like the bridge. The further you head northwest, the snow begins to melt away. You're kind of mellowing out into what is it's still in the hills. The trees are mostly pine, but it's definitely getting warmer. You haven't seen snow in a good 10-20 minutes. You're just among this sort of lush forest. The trees are a good 40-50 feet above you, the canopies. Some of them are extending hundreds of feet in the air. The river is next to you once again. There's no more ice in it. It's just kind of flowing along, and you're walking on this trail in between some rocks. It's starting to get late into the evening. The canopy above you is getting suddenly darker, quicker than you would expect it to. As in, the canopy above gets very dense.
Is this normal for Leo?
He's never been out this far.
Like this enshrouding foliage. Foliage. That's the word.
Yeah, you haven't traveled this route before. It's just a deep, thick forest. Heading into the foothills.
And we're still on a path?
Yes.
About what time is it?
5 p.m.
Wow. Not late enough then.
There's still sunlight coming through, but you've just stepped into an area that's kind of unusually cold. And the canopy above you is pretty much impossible to see through. Would anyone like to roll a perception check?
Sure. I will. Natural 1.
Nice, good job. This looks like a forest too. Oh no.
Clearly, none of us are very perceptive.
Guardian.
I mean, I can give it a go. My perception's not too great.
I'm just imagining.
Roll better than we did.
I'm just imagining Sebastian is just
Oh,
not
there we
at
go.
all like bothered by this, or like not really even like.
Yeah, it's
Paying
just a
attention
nice
to
walk
it.
in the woods.
Yeah.
Leo is
Just dense forest.
extremely distracted to himself.
It's just thick forest. You know, we're just rolling along. sketching a map as we go?
Yeah, there's a bit of ferns on
Yeah.
the ground. It's like low rotting logs, that sort of thing. Guardian, as you're following along the other two, you're looking out to the sides more because they're in front of you anyway. To your left, a bit away from the river itself, you see a patch next to a tree that's kind of got some dirt messed up. Like it looks like it's been trampled a bit more frequently than other places. About 8 feet into the air, on this tree trunk, you see a ladder.
A ladder on a tree just in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
Yes. The ladder is wood and rope, hanging down from the tree.
Okay. Guardian might want to go check that out.
Do you just kind of wander off while the others are walking forward?
Oh no, she'll let them know. Just kind of like, is it normal to find ladders in the middle of nowhere?
Leo just goes, huh? What?
She'll point out the ladder.
Does this look, does this look like a hunting blind? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
You see a ladder going up into the trees, into the canopy of the trees. It's hard to tell. It is dark under there, though.
Yeah, I don't think I would say that's normal. Typically, would
Not specifically normal. I mean, it is what I think it is. I mean,
would Sebastian have any knowledge of like tree dwelling societies or something in
Nothing in
this
particular.
area or something, I
like-
guess.
No, you don't know anything
Okay,
about the
okay.
area you're in.
Got it.
tell you what, I'm gonna go up this ladder and see what's up there. How does that sound?
That seems a daring act.
Might as well. Leo climbs the ladder.
Okay. As you grab the first rung, a bunch of rocks fall down on you.
Jesus Christ.
Do I get a deck save?
Yeah, please run a dex save.
Or do I just take...
No.
Okay.
Run a dex save.
Okay.
Oof. The rocks smash it into you.
10? Oh, that was because it was a friggin' 6, that's why.
Rocks fall out. He dies.
Yeah,
Um,
how much damage do I take from that?
It'd be a 3d10. Hold on.
3d10?
Yeah.
What kind of... Who's setting up falling rock traps in the middle of the fucking woods?
Sorry. Leo, the rocks just kind of come down and crash all over you. They're sort of sizable. They were definitely meant to stop someone from climbing the ladder. To the other party members, your friend has just been crushed by rocks. I'm pretty sure he's alive, but he is in pain.
Guardian's gonna go over and check up on him. Just be like,
That looks like it hurt.
just fucking...
Ow. Ow.
I
One
don't-
second. Fuck this. This is... Ow. Ow.
I still don't get why someone would do something like this. This seems incredibly nonsensical.
The bottom rung of the the bottom rung of the ladder is sort of split in the middle, and in between is like a string kind of holding it together. It looks like Leo triggered something when he went and grabbed the bottom rung, and it split open and caused the trap.
Leo just stops for a second, casts Cure Wounds on himself, like, oh, that fucking hurt. I'm going to be a tad bit more careful. I'm still going up there. Can I see if there are any other traps on this ladder?
You can roll investigation.
Or around it? Okay, sure. Nope! I see nothing!
Nope. Obviously the trap that you, or the switch that you made happen is right in your face, but anything else, it just looks like a ladder.
Up I go!
Wait.
Leo stops.
Nothing has happened, Leo. You're on the second rung of the ladder. You were able to hop up and get going there. Sebastian, what are you doing with the mage hand?
I could just, test the ladder with the mage hand. Might be a safer.
Oh, like
idea.
pull on each thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
That might be safer than just sending Leo back up there again.
Leo
To get crushed by more rocks.
Leo will step down and step back, by all means.
There's a rock pile in front of it. Leo almost trips and falls on them as he steps back. He's a little woozy from the bonk on his head. Sebastian, your mage hand goes up and tugs on each one, kind of looking like it's crawling up itself, and it gets to the last one, and there's no more rocks falling down. Everything seems secure.
Checks out.
Alright.
Okay.
I mean, I can go up there and take a look, seeing as I was the one that pointed it out, and if something were to happen, I think I would rather it happen to me than say you that, Leo.
I mean, it's honestly up to you. I'm totally fine now.
Let me go up there to just be sure, as Guardian will start climbing the ladder.
Okie doke.
Guardian, you get to the top and you reach, well, it looks like just a collection of leaves and branches, but behind all of that, you can see wood, planks. It looks like you might be at the bottom of a hatch.
Does it seem unlocked?
You can't see any sort of locking mechanism.
Well, for shits and giggles, I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy on it, so if it's unlocked, it's just gonna fucking swing open.
Okay.
It didn't swing open?
Yeah, it's not locked, or it's unlocked, it just opens.
Okay, so it swings open. Okay. Yeah, she'll kind of like, when it swings open, she's just gonna kind of poke her head in.
Swings upward, and you look around and you see torches. It looks very cozy, actually. You see tapestries lining wooden walls. You're looking up into some sort of tree canopy. It's not a building. There's walls around it, but inside is a hut of some sort. And it looks very warm. It's like some sort of dwelling.
Yeah, she's going to kind of like, as she kind of sees this, kind of pull her head out of the hatch and kind of look down and go, I think I have a bit of an understanding why there was rocks now.
What's up there?
A hut of some sort. I'm
So
I'm,
it's a
I'm assuming someone's residence, and we triggered what is the equivalent of an alarm system for them.
Leo. Do you mind keeping an eye out here, Sebastian?
Sure.
Great. Leo makes his way up.
Guardian will kind of like, it's probably kind of awkward. She's just like trying to like give him room.
Are you both on the ladder?
She'll like try to. She'll like if he looks like he's coming up, she'll make her way down, let him up.
Okay. Leo, you see the same thing when you poke your head up through the hatch.
So what's in here exactly?
What you see is you're poking your head up into what looks like some sort of wooden deck with like a warm, sort of orangey cherry looking wood. Around it is a wall also constructed of the same thing. There are tapestries hanging on it and torches burning. Looks like some sort of hut within the canopy area you're looking at. It's almost like there's a like you're within a self-contained little village of sorts. You can't see anything beyond this hut, but what you do see is a wooden walkway that has little window slits, perhaps for arrows or something like that.
So this isn't a hunting blind. This is someone's home?
It seems
Question
so,
mark?
what you can see.
Leo's gonna take a look around because this is weird. He's never heard of this before.
Yep.
I don't think.
I mean, he is fairly young. The
Yeah.
it's like 22. As you are you getting up into it?
Oh yeah, he is in there. He is
Okay.
looking around. He is investigating, for lack of a better word.
Guardian, do you follow?
Yeah.
How about you, Sebastian?
I am keeping a lookout, I suppose.
Okay. Sebastian and Crasted are down at the base of the tree. Leo and Guardian, after you both get up and the hatch closes behind you, or do you let the hatch close behind you?
No.
Okay. You're kind of holding it open as you're getting up in there, and you're both sort of standing there. As you're standing there, you hear a wooden, like, thump. You hear a thump, thump, thump. And as you're just standing there, kind of like taking it in, you're standing in what looks to be a wooden hallway. To the right, it goes off to another tree. There's a rope bridge that goes across to some other area. Where you're at is next to some small hut-looking building with a thatch roof. Boom, boom, boom. And around the corner, next to the hut that you're in, is a elderly halfling. She looks around the corner, inquisitive, and slowly steps up to you two. Hello?
Hello?
Am I seeing you right? She's sort of
Hi.
shaking. She's holding a cane.
I mean, we are here. I'm not sure exactly how well your vision is, and I wish not to be presumptuous, but we sort of just kind of found this place on accident. We were traveling, and we happened to see it, and we were a bit
You
I'm
already asked
curious
killed
about-
the cat and all that.
She's just kind of shaking. I'm curious about you. She squints up at you. You're so tall.
And yes, I am very tall.
Can Leo insight this woman?
Sure.
Cool. Not that it really matters. 8.
You're knocked on the head, kind of messed you up a bit. You're not really perceiving anything about the situation. You might even be imagining what you're seeing because you're up in this person's home now. You're talking to an old halfling woman.
You may or may not be concussed.
Exactly.
If you or a loved one have suffered a concussion by an old woman, you may be.
I do apologize, ma'am. I was curious. I thought this was like some sort of hunting blind or something. We didn't mean to barge into your home.
We hunt sometimes. My name's Melodia. How are you?
Pleasure. Is this a village or are you here alone?
Oh, my family lives here. My poor husband, Eldon, died recently, but I'm still around. I wonder if I can go find Breeby for you.
I mean,
My condolences.
I mean,
we don't.
Go ahead.
You go. You're probably better at this.
I mean, we wish not to disturb you. We were just more so curious on why there was a random. Well, it started off as a random question of why there was a ladder, and then a sudden ladder rigged with rocks, and now a building. But it makes sense that there's someone living out here.
Oh, I haven't been down in a long time. The ladder is difficult. My granddaughter will sometimes bring me down, but it's been a while. You know.
I mean, have you seen her in a while?
Oh, just this morning. We had breakfast together, if you'd like to meet her.
I mean, we wish not to take any more of your time or disturb you. I believe for the most part our curiosity has been sated. We wish not to be a burden upon you. And apologize if we've messed any of your messed up trap.
Mom, are you okay? Across the bridge to your right, you see a younger but still older halfling walking up. Oh, there's Mello. There's Breeby. And she walks up to you all. Mom, who are these people? Who are you? Oh, they just came up this ladder.
Lost might be the right term. Lost, curious, and apologetic. We'll make our way out. We apologize for the intrusion.
Well, you don't seem to want to fight us. My name's Breeby. It's nice to have a visitor, but we try and watch out for you all, but I guess we were busy. We sort of live on this trail to watch out for people. Did you set the trap? She's kind of looking up at your head.
Probably noticing the light trickle of blood on the side of his face. Yeah, that was me.
Well, I'm so sorry. Most people don't see the ladder. That's there for attackers, monsters, that kind of thing. Come, we'll help patch you up. Are you hungry?
We have another friend, a couple other friends down there. I mean, Guardian help. I don't know how to handle this now.
Well, you see, we were making our way through, and I had noticed the ladder that led up here, and it was just mild curiosity, as we didn't wish to cause any sort of intrusion or anything. We were just
Oh.
confused why there was a ladder in the middle of the woods, and then why there was a rock falling trap connected to said ladder, and then our answer got answered pretty quickly when we realized there was a hut, and your mother had come along and started discussing with us, and we wished not to be rude or take any more of your time if it can be helped.
Oh, we haven't had visitors in a while. It's winter, as you know, and not many people travel this route, but we like the seclusion. We're happy to have guests. We are normally more attentive because we just don't see people in this season often, so we're not really looking out, but yeah, we're kind of like the pit stop between Boklamel and the fens. You know how it is. If you'd like to come visit, have some meals, if you need a place to sleep tonight, otherwise you're out in the forest.
I mean, how late in the day is it that we've come across this?
Like 6 p.m.
So kind of.
It's winter season. It's getting dark.
Okay.
I don't. I mean, I wouldn't say no to some good hospitality.
My husband's making
I don't
stew
want to
right
be
now.
rude. Should I call up the other two?
Or the sister? Or the daughter, I'm sorry.
That's the daughter of the grandmother saying that.
Okay.
There's only two right there.
Okay. Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure because I just wanted to make sure I had that right in my head because the grandma said her husband's dead, and it was just like I was just like, either she's lost her fucking mind or someone's lying to us.
I mean, she is old, but no.
I know.
Baby's husband's
okay. Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure I had heard that right, because I was like, I didn't want to just immediately just start calling sus on an old woman.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You mean like Leo did immediately?
Yeah, 100%.
We've got a couple more friends.
Fuck.
One, well, I mean, it's a weird scenario. I'll go. We would really appreciate a night, just a night. We can give you some money in exchange if that helps out at all. That shouldn't be too much of a problem for I guess a room for the evening.
Well, I think we do have a hut open. It's been kind of used as storage lately, but you're welcome to it.
I mean, if
honestly,
not...
just a place to lay our head down, I think is fine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Guardian. I apologize for cutting you off.
No, you're good. Yeah, we wish not to inconvenience you, but I wish not to turn down your hospitality if you're willing to have us for a little bit. Then.
Of course. Come, let's go meet my family. Yes, across this way, and she kind of leads you back across the rope bridge that she came to you guys on. As you follow along the bridge, the grandma sort of waves at you sweetly.
We should probably get Sebastian.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll take care of that real quick.
Oh yes, go get
Leo,
your friends.
Leo goes down, gets up to Sebastian real quick, and Carasted first thing. Shh, don't say anything. Found some people up there. They're really nice. They're being very hospitable. Let's just go with the Golem Master. shtick for now, if that's okay with you two.
Nested nods.
All right.
Great. Up we go, I guess. They've got stew, which honestly sounds really good right now.
Hmm.
And we'll be safe, I guess, for the night.
No more rocks to the face.
No, that was a unfortunate mishap.
Uh-huh. I see. All right then.
And honestly, that was my fault anyway, so you know.
Fair enough.
Also, it's not a hunting blind, it's a series of huts. But yeah, let's go meet our hosts for the evening, I guess. We'll be sleeping in a storage room. It's not much, but you know, it's what they got, so you know. I figured honestly sleeping inside would be a bit more pleasing than, you know, sleeping on the ground.
Naturally.
I assume you climb up the ladder. There's Sebastian and Leo.
Yes.
All three of you go up, you know, crossed it in tow. As you're popping up out, the old lady's kind of smiling and waving at each of you. I'm Melodia Fernsby. She's looking at you, Leo, like she hasn't seen you before.
You may call me Leo, ma'am. This is our friend, Sebastian, and his, golem manservant.
Golem. What a
Yes.
pleasure to meet you all.
Yes, you as well.
And at that note, I think we're going to call it tonight. Thank you all for watching Zotian Epoch episode 11, sticking with us. I appreciate you all very much. Hope that you have a wonderful 2 weeks full of love and hope. And peace out. It's been great. See you in 2 weeks on Saturday at 6:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm Humek. This is Sebastian, Guardian, and Leo signing out.
Laters!